Close your eyes and picture the Garden of Eden. Most of us see a shiny red apple, fully formed adults standing in a paradise, and a 24-hour clock ticking away in the background. Centuries of Western literalism, folklore, and Renaissance art have layered over the original text, leaving us with a flattened version of our own origins. The ancient Hebrew source material relies on a nuanced, poetic vocabulary that early readers would have recognized as a sophisticated literary structure. We are going to walk chronologically through the dawn of creation, reading the sequence exactly as those ancient writers intended to communicate it. Stripping away modern scientific expectations and medieval art clears the path to the text's actual theological depth. In the ancient Near East, neighboring creation myths often centered on gods physically wrestling violent chaos monsters to build the world from their remains. Genesis introduced a radical departure from this worldview, ex nihilo, or creation out of nothing. The God of Genesis speaks out into the absolute void, and in a breathtaking, silent instant, the physical universe simply obeys. This opening sequence functions as a declaration of divine sovereignty over the entire cosmos. To understand the timeline, we have to look past the modern assumption that a day must refer to a 24-hour solar cycle. The ancient Hebrew word here is yom, translating to an epoch, a vast period. In the first epoch, the essence of light fills the space before celestial bodies appear. Only in the fourth epoch are specific luminaries appointed to their orbital paths. These early stages of creation establish cosmic order and authority rather than a mechanical daily timer. Zooming in from the cosmos to Earth, we encounter the tradition of Adam and Eve appearing as contextless adults. The original Hebrew uses a specific linguistic connection here. The word for human, Adam, is derived directly from Adama, meaning the dust of the earth. The text ties human origins to the very ground we walk on, framing our beginning within the material of the planet itself. This terminology identifies humanity as earth creatures, focusing on our core nature and our fundamental connection to the world. This leads us to the climax of the creation sequence, the garden and the arrival of the forbidden tree. This is where we must dismantle the most famous visual myth of the story. The forbidden fruit was almost certainly not an apple. The original Hebrew uses the word peri. Lacking specific features, peri translates simply to the fruit of the tree, without a botanical identity. By keeping the fruit generic, the authors ensure the reader doesn't fixate on the botanical object or the physical properties of the tree. This redirects our focus entirely to the act of the will, to the moral weight and consequence of human choice. Releasing these cultural images, the apples, the clocks, the instant adults, allows the original text to communicate its intended message. Genesis presents an expansive, ancient work of poetic theology. This framework answers who made us and why we are here, providing a foundation for our identity, rather than a list of mechanical data. Moving beyond these literalistic traditions brings faith and intellect into a closer harmony. Aligning our expectations with the original context reveals the universal truths that have anchored this story for millennia.